Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing two things. First thing is showing and I guess self-promoting the swipe system that I have just uploaded to the marketplace. And second thing is not only showing you like how it's used, but also going through it in a bit of depth and showing you how it actually works, so you can then create your own if you want to, and just see the mechanics behind it. Alright, so the actual system, I'll just show you this web page real quick. It's just here. So as you can see, it's simple swipe system. There's a few functions here, and you initialize the system, start a swipe, end a swipe. You can get the direction, distance, and speed of any swipe, and then you can clear the system for new data, and then pretty much just remove the system from memory completely. Alright, so that's the actual page, but we'll get into the project. So in the project it looks like this. You've got a swipe system in it. Now this literally just sets up a DS map and creates a global variable for swipe IDs. And that's all that does. But you do need that, don't think it's like unnecessary. Alright, swipe start. Okay, so using the DS map, I store the device, the starting X, the starting Y, and the current times. So what the time is when you first start the swipe. Okay, so to do this, the device is an argument. So when you run the script, you enter what device you want to use, because the device mouse X and mouse Y require you to select what device you want to use from, I think it's 0 to 4, or probably 0 to 3, because you can have 4 devices. So yeah, it supports up to 4 finger touch just through the default system. Alright, it then pulls the ID value using that global swipe count, and then adds 1 to that global swipe count for the next swipe ID that it needs. Alright, it then gets the X and Y variables, so just using device mouse X and device mouse Y and the device that you enter. So if you're using the first touch, then that'd be 0, second touch it'd be 1, and so on. Alright, we then store these values in the DS map for later use. So we start off by storing the device, and the way I set this up is the keys within the map is sorry, I'm having a bit of a mind blank here. Right, the global swipe count ID that it sets. So in this case, it's equal to SID or swipe ID. So if this is the first swipe, that'll be equal to 0, and then plus 0, plus 1, plus 2, and so on for each value type. So say this is the first swipe, the key would be 0, 0. So 0 for the ID, and then 0 for the actual data type, which is the device. For the starting X, it's 0, 1, and for the starting Y, it's 0, 2, and then for the current time, it's 0, 5. If this was the second swipe, then the swipe ID would be equal to 1, so it would be 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5, and so on. So that just keeps going up as you do more swipes. So if you did 100 swipes, then the ID would be 1, 0, 0 for 100, and then 0 again for the device, or 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, 1, 0, 0, 5, and just so on. So this is the swipe ID, and then a separate value for each value type. And then you just store the values, so you've got device, starting X, starting Y, and then the current time, and that's for getting the swipe speed later on. Alright, so that's starting a swipe. Ending a swipe. It's a bit simpler. So in this case, you enter the swipe ID, which is returned at the start here, so you can see it returns the SID. So you store that in a variable in your object, so say you had swipe equals and then swipe start, it would then return the swipe ID, and you can use these other functions. So you start off by entering the swipe ID, which it then uses to read the DS map values. So here it gets the device from the DS map, and then end x and end y, just device mouse x to device mouse y, and the device variable, so it knows which touch you're looking for. Don't want to change that. Alright, and then it adds 2 more values to the DS map. So in this case, it's the end x and the end y, and that's why in the other script you can see here it goes 0, 1, 2, 5, and leaves 3 and 4 blank. That's for the end x and end y there. And then it takes the time and gets the difference between the two. So the time stored before, sorry, no, the current time minus the time stored before, and then replaces that time value with the new time, and that gives us how long the touch was held for before it ended, and then that stores it in the time spot on the DS map. We then have things such as swipe get direction. This is all pretty simple stuff. So for this, it just pulls the starting x, starting y, ending x, and ending y, and then uses point direction to get the direction of the swipe, and returns that value. Swipe get distance is essentially the same thing, gets the starting x and y, and then just uses point distance and returns that. And then swipe get speed. It's still pretty simple. It's just speed equals distance over time. So in this case, it's swipe get distance divided by the time, which is stored in the 5th data type on the DS map. So yeah, just distance over time, and returns that to get the speed of that swipe. Alright, and then swipe system clear just clears the DS map and resets the variable to 0. And then the system cleanup, that shouldn't be clear, should it? That should be destroyed, so I'm gonna have to update that. My bad. But yeah, so that's supposed to destroy the DS map and then set the swipe count variable back to 0, because you can't really delete a variable from GameMaker, but setting it to 0 is like it's not even there in the first place, so that'll have to do. But yeah, so that's a swipe system. It's not too complicated, so it's pretty easy to make your own kind of thing, but I just uploaded that and thought some people might find it useful. So yeah, it's available on the GameMaker Marketplace, and the Marketplace is now available in I think it's the beta update line for GameMaker Studio. So you can see up here, you can just press on Marketplace and that should bring it up on the screen. Let's give it a sec to load. There you go. So that'll bring up the Marketplace for you to use, and I'll just show you. I've got a few other scripts on here too. So draw grid, instance nearest and furthest, screen shake, draw text, and simple swipe system. This gamepad key binding thing isn't actually up, it's not published. But yeah, so there's a few things that I have available, plus many more on the actual page. So yeah, that's how you use or create a swipe system. Hope this helped you guys out, and see you in the next tutorial.